What's going on YouTube Gardener? It's your boy Sydney from the Naked Gardener channel. In this video we're going to do a different type of garden tour since we're trying to be in the transition of leaving this property and moving into hopefully our new property pretty soon. We're going to start picking out some of these produce that are in our bed, especially the lettuce. Normally this time of year, about the middle of November, it's real cool, cooler weather. Normally it's in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, but we've been getting some like high 70s, 80 degree weather, and it's causing our lettuce to bolt. So what we're going to do is just basically pull the lettuce out and probably transition some extra starts that we've had from when we did the comparison of the cocoa core and the Jiffy Seed start mix, and then whatever we have left, we're going to transplant those over to Pop's garden here later on. So first, this is our regular bed, and as you can see, we have a lot of good stuff growing in here. The key lime marigolds are taking over. We got some bees still out here because it's been warm-ish around. We got the lettuce, some kale, some arugula, some giant red mustards and collards, lettuce, broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage back behind here. We're just going to be pulling some of this out, kind of give it more space, and then we'll go over to the next bed and see what we can pluck out of from there. Alright, see, this is where you could tell that the weather is a little bit too hot. You have that large spacing in between. That's basically the lettuce is just reaching for the sunlight and grabbing, trying to get that warmthness. So you have these large distance in between each leaf stems. Normally, if it was cooler, it would be very tight in there and more solidified. So this is when the lettuce is going to flower. All of these will produce a flower bud and then attract the pollinators, and then we'll have like little small pods after the flower have produced its flowers and petals, and then that's where you could collect those seeds and replant your lettuces. Alright, so here we have our garlic, and that we did a video about it. And as you can see, it has already got some of the sprouts up. And we have here, we got some kale. This is 1,000 head kale, so these leaves are actually going to get a lot larger. Then we got some collards over here, some royal carpet alyssums, and I think this is either dill or fennel. They all look good. Yeah, this is the dill. This is from actually our seeds. We saved the seeds from earlier this year, and as you can see, it's growing. So I'm very happy about that.
That's really for the swallowtail.
Yes, for the swallow. Well, we use it for pickling because it's supposed to add the crunch once it gets to a certain stage of its life. And then whatever is left over that we don't use, the swallowtail butterfly will lay their eggs on there, and then the caterpillars will just start to munch on those. We did some Instagram posts about it. If you don't follow us on Instagram, we'll put the comments down below so that way you can follow along with us on that. Here is our loofah tree, bush, whatever it is.
Vine.
It's very invasive. We used to have a passion flower right here that basically took over this. So we traded a passion flower vine for a loofah vine, and there's just loofahs all through here, and especially in this area right alone, there's a lot of loofahs. So I want to get rid of this vine because we have our compost bed that's over here. It's shading a lot of our produce that's over here, and we just want it to be able to start thriving like this bed over here. So as you can see, all of these were planted at the same time, and due to the fact that this loofah, this very invasive loofah, has been shadowing this bed, these aren't growing as well as the other beds. I mean, we still got some good growth. This is our scarlet kale, and we got some collards here. This is our marshmallow plant that's been doing well during both the summer and the fall time. We got the red mustard, some more brassicas, and eggplant that's starting to pop back off. We thought it was dead since the loofah head was climbing on that. We just used the eggplant as a trellis, and now it's, like I said, the loofah's just taking over. So next year we know, once we get our property, to probably only do 3 seeds instead of 6 seeds for the loofahs. All right, so here is our hugelkultur bed, where once again we got a lot of stuff that's growing in here. We got some collards, some kale, some mustard greens. I think this is cauliflower, and our artichoke, Swiss chard, some kohlrabi, beets that we're trying to get Mrs. Nicka Gardner to try out. And yeah, and so this bed out of this second year now is doing a lot better, and I think it's due to the mending of the soil, of always adding compost and new potting mix onto this soil to fill it up in between seasons. And keep it watered. I think what we're going to probably do in our next bed, when we do something similar bed like this, is kind of do what Jess from Roots of Refuge was talking about, where she was doing it in rows. When she plants her crop, she does it in rows, so that way it's be easier for her to harvest it. And see, what we're doing in most of our beds is we're doing a square foot method, where each plant is designed to be planted so many plants in a square foot area. But as you can see, it's a very high and dense. But I think what we're going to do, since it's just me and Mrs. Nicka Gardner don't plant as many.
Are you going to be able to do that?
What?
Not plant as much?
That's beside the point. No. Anyway, and so, but as you can see, we can just harvest off of through here, mustard greens, and just whenever we need a particular item, we can just use it. Here is our artichoke. A while back we showed you, told you about when we had this in a container for about 2 years, and now that we put it into this worm tower bed, it has basically just taken over. Every now and then I'm having to come out here and clip some of the leaves, because it just overpowers the other plants. I'm waiting for it to finally give us a nice fruit, and I just basically do a cut and come along, or chop them and drop them, where whatever big leaves are out here, I just drop it on the ground and feed it, let that feed. But we got some purple bok choy, purple lady bok choy. I can't wait for those to get a little bit bigger so we can start harvesting on those. We got some collards here, and we got some leaf miners that we need to start doing a spray on that. If you're interested about that, comment down below by fall pest control, and we'll show you a way to get rid of these and prevent these from coming back again. Here, Mrs. Nicka Gardner loves these, what are these called?
Giant red
Yeah, giant red mustard. They're very peppery. And so I planted almost in every bed that has one of these, so that way she can enjoy it in her sandwiches, salads, or soup.
But you don't know how often you actually eat that,
Yeah, because it's, when you mix it with other greens, it's not overpowering.
it's a season of its own.
Yeah, but when it's just by itself, that's when it gets a little bit too peppery. But the collards, I'm surprised the collards aren't doing as well. We're going to be doing some. Today is our fertilizing day, so we're going to be able to fertilize. We did have a big tomatillo plant right here that was kind of shadowing a lot of the other plants. Now that it's gone, it's starting to come back. And here goes another pest issues where you got something eating the bottom parts of the leaves or throughout the leaves, leaving holes in there.
But this week is the first time we've seen evidence of that.
Yeah, normally we do a routine spray, but I just haven't been able to have time to come out here and do that.
Do you think it's because it's been unseasonably warm lately?
Yes, I thought it, and it was crazy because the Halloween week it was very cool, so I thought we're going to have an early winter. But then after that week, it just here in North Texas,
We've had a frost already, one frost that was almost a
yeah.
frost.
But after that, it just went from 60 to 70 back to 80, and I think this week has been in the high. It's supposed to be a high 60, so it's hit and miss. We got some purple cabbage there, purple cauliflower there, some more collards there, some lettuce. Here is our overwintered pepper plants that we've did a video on a while back, and I can't wait to take these to our next homestead. We overwintered and they're already starting to sprout up because of this warm temperatures. We're just going to let it keep on going, uh, and we don't really water it or anything. We just let it go into its dormant stage, and then once spring comes around, especially some of these are our heart peppers, which takes a while to produce their fruit, which is one reason why you want to overwinter your pepper plants. So here we have our starts that we're going to be giving out to Pop's garden and to our niece's apartment garden. This is going to be her first time having anything growing, and so we're going to give her simple plants that she can take care of and show her how to mend the soil and put them into bigger pots. We had these in smaller trays and we had to uproot these, and they were just getting malnutrition. They were getting some bad leaves on there, so we had to re-amend the soil with some new potty mix with our black cow mix and our own compost and potty mix soil. Put some azomite in there along with some slow releasing fertilizer, and water it down to get the soil nice and moist. And hopefully by this weekend we'll be at least able to take it to Pops and transplant those and show him what all plants that he has, basically brassicas and fall crops. Here are some of the plants that we're going to be transplanting in his garden. We got a lot of brassicas, some spinaches that he is going to be liking. I got some cauliflower, parsley, even though he doesn't know what to do with parsley. Some collard greens, broccoli, cilantro, and let's see what Mrs. Nikki Gardner put in here. Some red romaine lettuces. He likes romaine lettuces, so that's good. And some mustard greens. He likes mustard greens. No, he likes turnip greens. Should have got him some turnip greens. Alright, so we're here down in Killeen at Pop's Garden. We're going to celebrate Thanksgiving. We just finished doing some turkey, so in this video we're going to show you us from the harvesting and fixing up some of the beds and doing some of the food, eating, fellowship, and transplanting some transplants and starter plants that we brought from Dallas. So let's get going. All right, so it's the next day. We got everything planted in Pop's garden. We got a lot of brassicas, a lot of fall garden stuff for him to tend to. We even put some garlic in there, even though garlic isn't going to come up to about ready to harvest about June, July time frame. But we'll be able to, the way I strategically planted the garlic was I planted to where it'd be on the outskirts of the tomatoes once we put the tomatoes in there just coming up springtime. So what do you think about your garden?
I think it's nice. I really enjoyed it. Enjoy working with it, looking forward to it. I think I'm going to have a good hobby this year.
Yeah. We took some of your, what you had over back here, cabbages and collard greens. I had Junior take some of the outer leaves off of there and I sprayed it down with that BT spray to keep the cabbage worms from putting holes in there. So we got a sprayer. Just spray it like once a week in the morning time, and once the other greens come up, you can take those bad greens off and just harvest those. So.
Hey, Dad, how did you like that Thanksgiving dinner?
Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
You like that turkey he
Oh,
did?
that turkey did. Thank y'all. God bless the hand that prepared that meal.
Yes.
That's
It was
good.
really good. I really enjoyed it.
So we hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. It really helps our channel out. We'll put a playlist above for y'all to follow along if y'all like these types of videos. Until the next video, let's grow together.